Hey, so I am finally recording my numbness and kind of nerve damage video and just how to help bring back the sensation. Most of this I probably use the towel for because it's so good. This is like my sensory towel. So first off, the one that I think has helped me the most in trying to get the feeling back in my hand is just using sensory therapy. So what you do is you get something rough like a towel. So I don't use like fabric softener when I wash this. You can use like a kind of like face cloth because they kind of get a bit rough. So what you do is you just rub your hand and you just make sure you rub the whole of your hand if it's all like numb. So basically you just do the full thing in between all your fingers as well. That's what I do. And then I also do like the back of my hand, and then you get something that's less rough. So I've got like this cover, so I'll just do this as I'm sitting watching TV, or I don't know, watching like videos on YouTube or something. I'll just sit with like my towel, and then I've got like my cover, and then you just rub something that's slightly softer. So this towel is like quite like a kind of coarse wool, so like I'll just use that, and then I'll rub my hands with this, and the same, I'll just put it in between my fingers, and you just kind of, you do it until you can kind of feel it. Like when I first used the towel, it's like I can feel it, but I can't fully feel like what it would feel like if I like rubbed it against like my leg or like my arm or something. So you just like rub in between all your fingers, and then you just like, you go down in softness. So you start off with the roughest thing that you've got, and then you just keep going down. So like a towel, and then you'll do like something like a cover, and then you can get something that's like really soft, like if I can pull it up, there's another cover on my couch. So I've got like this, like it's almost like a kind of teddy bear one, and then I'll just rub that. You can use like a t-shirt or something like a jersey fabric, something that's soft, and then you just use that and you rub it in between all your fingers, and you just kind of go down and till rough to soft, and it really does help. Like I feel like after I've done that, I can kind of move my hand a bit better. You can also use it for your legs, like if your leg is a bit numb, sometimes I just kind of rub it with the towel just before, like if I'm going out and I feel like my legs are like a little bit tingly or a little bit numb, I'll just use the towel to kind of bring back the feeling a bit more. I'd say that was like the best one that I've used, like the best technique that I've used. Also, you can try like, you confuse your nerves and then somehow they work. I don't know how it works, but another thing is like after a shower, so like you've got like warm water and stuff, I normally get the shower and then I turn it down to like a kind of cold setting, not like freezing cold, but like cold, and then I'll just use it to like run over my legs. Like when I'm like washing my hands with warm water, I'll like, after I've washed them, I'll put them under the cold tap, and it does kind of like stimulate your nerves, and it does kind of help them to start working. And it really does, like it's a brilliant technique because you kind of like confuse your nerves so much that they just start working. I mean, like sometimes like the effects of like the sensory therapy, they're like, they'll go on, like you'll be able to feel better for like a little while, but something like if you're going out and it's your hands, you can kind of like go into a toilet and just like use the warm water than the cold water, and then it just kind of feels better. Another technique to bring back like the kind of strength and the kind of the feeling as well is like, you get like a towel. I normally do this in the bath, so you like fold it So it's like a little sausage, and then when you put it in the water and then you just wring it out, so you're getting the feeling from the towel as you're wringing it, because you're kind of pulling your hand back, but you're also getting the strength in your hand, like you're really like using like the muscles in your hand, you're using like everything, and it really does help kind of bring back the feeling. Apparently it's like an old bodybuilding trick to get your hands ripped. That's what I heard. So like doing this has really helped. Like I always have like a bath like once a week, and then I'll just shower for the rest. But like I love having a bath and just being able to do this. Sometimes I use like a wee face cloth and then I kind of roll it up. So like in the morning or before I go to bed, I'll just do it like at least once a day, and it has really helped. Like my hand has been getting better and better. I feel like I've got more. Yeah. So that's all the kind of sensory ones, but then like a movement thing for your hand. So like the sensory ones you can do if you've got like things like your legs are starting to feel numb, you can do things like that. Not like wringing out the towel, but like the other things you can kind of use on your legs, which is like a good tip. I always use the cold water one even when I was like doing my relapses, because my legs would get really tingly, and I just feel like the cold water just soothed them. So like more for like your kind of hands and stuff. Just doing simple things like the kind of dexterity of like just moving them. And before I just couldn't do this because these two fingers just did not work like at all. I couldn't get them right, and as the weeks have been going on and I just keep doing it, like I'll just sit, like if I'm in work I'll just sit at the desk and I'll just like constantly be like twiddling about with like my fingers, kind of trying to get them to work again. They still feel like a bit tingly, but it's like a manageable tingle, so it's not overly. Before they were like so tingly that I just couldn't feel anything, and now I've came on like leaps and bounds. Also like when you put your hand down on like a flat surface and you bring them up, so if you bring them up then you're using the two sides. So obviously this is like the forward, and you need to remember that you need to like strengthen them back the ways as well. That's also really helped me. On this will be in my week 11 update, but this is just kind of my sensory video that everybody can watch. But this week was the first week in 2 months that I have been back on the bar, because my hands have gotten so much better that I can now use my left hand, which is very important if you work in a bar. I've been able to like grip the little measure, and it's not like all shaky. The first time I tried it, like my hand was like just shaking because like it wasn't used to grabbing something. But I've been like really working on my hands, doing like the sensory therapy and the kind of retraining my muscles to do what I want them to do is totally helped. I don't think I have any more tips about the sensory kind of therapy. I know that I've just got those 4 that I told you. It was 4. I feel like it was 4. So remember, sensory therapy, which is amazing, and this is like for people that don't have like the putty. Like I mean, I use the putty to kind of strengthen my hands, but I feel like the most that I've been doing is using like the sensory therapy. I've been like using the kind of like shock treatment almost, you could call it. So like hot water and then cold water and then maybe hot water again, and then when you're drying your hands, like I use like the towel like getting in there, so it kind of stimulates your nerves like completely, because you've just shocked them, and then you're like bringing the feeling back using like a towel. So I think that's all my tips really. I think remember to do your exercises if you have like your legs are feeling like weak and tingly. I think things like simple like squats, you can like hold on to like a bar, like, you know, your counter in your kitchen or something, and like do squats, but make sure that you're doing it like you can take it slow. You can maybe do like 2 if your legs are really bad, but just making sure that you build up the muscles again, making sure that you're trying to like walk, even if it's just for like 5 minutes around your house. um I think simple things like that have really helped me. Like when I came out of hospital, I was using my crutch, I was using a Zimmer. I don't think the Zimmer ever seen the light of day right enough. Um, but I was using my crutch a lot, and within this kind of short space of time, within like a month, 2 months, like a month and a half really, I've totally, everything has changed. I've gotten better in so many ways. Like my hands have gotten better, I can now walk crutch free, and it was just doing silly things like making sure like I used like all like the tips that I've just given you in my legs. I would use the sensory therapy as well, especially like on my feet, because my feet were the things that were just kind of letting me down, like I was dragging them and I didn't even realise that I was, because I couldn't feel what they were doing. I once jammed my foot in a door, but I was wearing big boots and I did not feel it. So that was like when I was out of hospital for like 3 days or something, and I trapped my foot in a door, the car door, but I didn't feel it, so it's fine. But like definitely using the sensory therapy, making sure that after my shower every single day I will put cold water on my legs just to kind of get the feeling back. And I hope that some of these tips have helped you. I've got like a Shift MS page, and that's probably where you've seen it on like a blog thing that I've posted. But definitely, like, let me know if this helps. Let me know if this is something that you want me to like talk about more. If you want me to share some of my stories, because like MS can be funny sometimes. Like you can do things, or you can like get side effects that make you say things. God knows that that's happened to me. Sorry, mum. But yeah, no, like you do things, you say things sometimes, and you just like, sometimes MS gives you this thing where you just don't have a filter, and like it can be funny. So like, please tell me if you want me to share my stories about like my little funny things that's happened whilst having MS. I hope that this has helped, and good luck if you're on the same journey, and please know that you can do it. It's fucking hard, but you can do it. Like, yeah, good luck. And if you want more videos like this, please do say, and I will be more than happy to make them. Just to know that I've helped one person would be enough for me. So if you want more, just say. Bye guys.